Let's make new Regis in the Croneo region,
Croneo
made by
region.
Dr. Evie.
My fake one
Make the channel
region based
description
on
as
Scotland.
always.
If you've seen my map video, which if you haven't, please do after watching this video, you will have noticed certain temples dotted around in the region. As I alluded to in the plot video,
I have noticed some mountains, yeah.
This video if you haven't already, these temples house the Regis, also known as the legendary Titans. But Matt, I hear
Whoever
you
made that
ask,
is a
what
genius.
do the Regis have to do with Scotland? I don't really have an answer for that. Nor do
The
I
answer
need
is,
to.
shut up,
In more recent
legendaries.
games, it usually has something
Mythical,
to do with the
but
place the region's
semantics.
geography is based on. But they can play loose with it. I've done this with Croneo, by having Canadian Mon referencing Croneo being the new Crown Tundra, as it were.
It's
And
perfectly
Mon
fine
being
that
made
there's
to
some
fit
Pokemon that
certain
don't
characters
entirely
more than
fit.
Scottish or Canadian culture.
As long as you get
Since
some
I've
cool
brought
new
up the
designs,
Crown
right?
Tundra, this can be seen as a further link or expansion, since the area is kinda based on Scotland, but not as much in depth as I would have wanted, speaking as a Scottish fan. As for why they introduced the new Regis at all, I think
Regieleki
there's
and
enough to
Regidraco.
discuss there for it to be its own video, so I'll omit that here.
He
Whatever
did make
reasons
another
that apply
Regi
there
episode, but
apply
it
here
wasn't
too.
related to
The main
Croneo,
reason
so
I
I'm
felt
just
like
gonna end
making
up
my
skipping
Regis
it.
is because
You can
I
check it out on
really
your own
like
time
the
if you want to,
ideas
though.
and themes I had for them, some of which tie in
Like a
with
water
the time
one.
motif
Maybe a steel.
Croneo
Well,
has
there's
so
already
long.
steel.
All of the Regis that aren't Regigigas are based on time periods after all, and mine aren't different. Before I get into them, I will briefly mention where you'd find the established ones. Regirock is housed in Rock Peak Ruins found near Gosfort. Regice is housed in Iceberg Ruins, which is found on the top of Ben Cairn. Registeel is housed in the Iron Ruins, found on a patch of land looking over Loch Prass. Regieleki and Regidrago are housed in the Split Decision Ruins, which is found on Westwake Island. You can only obtain
All
one per
perfectly
playthrough,
natural places.
like in Sword and Shield. However, you get clues to specifically find Regidrago in Agate and Regieleki in Obsidian, but because the temple is all about your own choice, you could still solve it to obtain either, just
Nice.
not both. Finally,
fair enough.
Regigigas is found in Azamori Temple, which can only be entered to find the Titan once all 9 Regis are registered in the dex.
So,
with 6
good
of
luck.
them being in your party. Naturally, once you're in the room with Regigigas, you can remotely enter your PC and switch into the team you want. I am introducing 4, with different time periods being represented. Time for the first one. Regiheat, a fire type, representing
beginning of
the
Earth.
distant past. If we're wanting to say what age it's from, I guess we could say it's the prehistoric age. I know
I'd say
that
the dawn
applies
of
to
the
the Gen
planets.
3 Regis as well, but Regiheat represents something much earlier. It isn't made of lava, as you may initially suspect, but actually primordial ooze, which is essentially a
How about that?
bacterial
Doesn't look like
soup
lava
that
at
came
first,
out
but
of the
primordial
meteors
ooze
that
makes
came
more
to Earth in
sense.
its early years. Primordial ooze was the progenitor of all life. The bacterial mix, plus massive exposure to heat and radiation, caused a chemical reaction that created all future life on the planet. Whether that be plant, animal, or
Remember,
anything.
we all
So
come
why
from
is it a fire
ooze.
type? Clues in the name. Regiheat. The Pokemon is the heat, since I wanted it to reference the spark of life. Its ability is Flame Body, since its entire being is so visibly hot.
It just
to the
makes
touch that it
sense.
makes sense that any contact would inflict the burn status. I decided to try and make the eyes look a bit like a candle, since both candles
I can see
and
it, yeah, it
Regiheat
makes
have
sense if you point it out
exposed
like
flame.
that.
If you don't see the resemblance, I did say I tried.
No, I
Dots
see it,
is
it makes
hard to
sense.
work with. You would find Regiheat in the distant ruins, near the Westwake Ruins area, in Pokemon Agate. Now I'll have to let you wait a bit longer for the other Titan that resides here, due to me
Aw,
covering
man.
them all in chronological order. Don't worry, I'll get back to it later in the video.
I
Moving
think we
ahead
might have
in
got a
time
small
by
reveal of it, in
plot,
fact.
we have the Renaissance. If we had the creation of life, why not see life's creations? A lot of art and technological
Thank you for the
concepts were
censorship.
created during this time. Some out of stone, some out of wood. We already have
Ooh,
Regirock,
the
so
grass
why not
type.
Regiwood?
I was
some
expecting
other
Regi
Pokemon
grass, but
creators
this is
have
more
done
inventive.
a Regi made of wood, but here's my take. As I said, I took inspiration from the
It looks like
creations
a
from the
war
Renaissance,
machine from
specifically from
War of the
Leonardo da
Worlds.
Vinci. I just thought that his helicopter would make a very striking
Or fighting
Regi.
machine,
As
rather.
you can
War
tell,
Machine was
it's
the
made of wood
1950s
and
movie
paper,
version.
which justify its grass typing. And since it's a helicopter, it can spend a lot of time off the ground, meaning it has levitate, granting it ground type immunity. You may be wondering about its legs. Well,
Makes
they're
enough
for it
sense.
to balance while it's not flying about. I also think they'd be thick enough to withstand an
Oh, yeah,
earthquake,
yeah, yeah.
and even if
Now we
not,
don't need a
they
Regi
can be
Air.
replaced. The Pokemon itself is the helicopter. It can replace its body
Ooh.
parts like Regirock, really. The foliage present is not just to reinforce the fact that it's alive and grass type, but also it can
Jet
almost
propulsion.
have toes and leave footprints. It's the artist's idea. But yes, we needed to
Hey, it's
reinforce
fun.
the grass type, since some may think it looks too much like a flying type. All of Regigigas' creations are typed after the elements they're made from, so that's why I made it grass type, since it's made of wood.
It's made of
Although
wood!
The additional foliage was needed to reinforce that. Regiwood has my favorite.
Oh, that's like a little pine tree, nice.
It is shaped like an arrow.
Also an arrow, yes.
Since it's a helicopter and can fly, but it's also shaped like a pine tree. Pine trees are very common in Scotland, although I will admit that's more of a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's the easiest tree shape to make with 7 dots. You can find it in the contemporary ruins, located on the outer of the Lurin
I like its design, it's fun.
Pokemon Agate. So we've had 2 past Regis, time for 2 future
Okay.
ones. Meet Regihydro, a water type based on hydrogen engines.
The design,
This is because
even
it
the outline
represents
looked
the
like water,
renewable
so it
age,
just had to
where
be water.
we hopefully try to sustain life without also ensuring its destruction.
That would be nice.
Hydrogen-powered buses aren't uncommon in Scotland, and act as a replacement for traditional fossil-fueled power buses. What's relevant here is that hydrogen engines tend to have water vapor as their waste product, so I decided it would fittingly complete.
I mean, that's a fun
biomass
idea and
water
all,
trio
get
with
using
slight
water to
creative
power
liberty. Since
vehicles.
water is a fluid,
It's a little
it can
futuristic,
form
and I
water
kinda like
and
it.
can act as a solid with a change in pressure. Plus, I think that since the Regi is the hydrogen
I don't know how
itself,
all those sorts of machines are run, but hey, we're still in the early stages of figuring
it
this
should
stuff
be
out. There's gonna be some
I decided
kinks.
to give it the ability Drizzle, since with all that water it needs to expel, it would cause a spot of rain. My thinking here is that we already have Registeel, so despite being made from metal, it can't really be steel type. But Regieleki shows that that doesn't matter. The metal contains the element that makes up both the Regihydro and Regieleki. I used similar logic for the ooze in Regiheat's design after all. I wanted the eyes to be shaped like a water molecule. Again, 7 dots are hard to work
Hey,
with.
it worked
You can
out.
also find it in the contemporary ruins, but this time in Pokemon Obsidian. Let's make our way back to the distant
Yeah, let's see that other
ruins.
half.
In Pokemon Obsidian, you'll be able to encounter the Psychic Regipsyche.
Ooh.
As you might be able to tell, it is based on the monolith from 2001: A Space
I still need to
Odyssey,
see that
since I
movie.
wanted to evoke themes of the cosmic unknown and the
Things to
existential
see
threat
before I
that
die,
comes
one
from
of those
it.
two
Since
things.
The time period that Regipsyche draws inspiration from is the Space Age. I felt this made sense for a Psychic type, since the majority of space-themed Pokemon are Psychic type. What lurks in deep space? Will we find aliens? An intelligence we cannot comprehend?
Maybe.
Materials completely different to that we find on Earth? Is it possible that we may find the origins of life on our own planet? Whether that be shared genetic heritage, chemicals that unlock the secrets of our molecular structure, or just simply have found God. Whatever that may be, should we know the answer?
Yeah,
But also
the
science fiction
question is like,
under a
but
lot of
should
stuff
we
like
know?
this. But I never want to know the answers, since the questions are way more interesting.
Yeah,
I
there
have
have been
decided
questions
to give
where
it
you
Boost
ask and
Boost
you
as an
answer, it's just like,
ability,
I wish
which
I
will
didn't
make people
ask.
ask questions about the origins of Regipsyche. Naturally, the obelisk itself is shrouded with a cloud of psychic energy, which is actually shaped like a brain.
Oh, it does look kind of
almost has a
brain-like. You're right. Kind of reminds me of
universal its own encased inside of it. It
Solosis,
uses its intense
Solosis.
cognitive
Or
powers
Duosion
to
in that
other
sort of
rocks,
line, you know?
some of which have been known to have psychic properties. Regipsyche uses them as limbs. As for its eye pattern, it's a straight line. I thought it complemented the
I thought it
shape,
kind of fits
and
like an
almost
arrow
makes
up
it look
as well,
even more
'cause
like a
space.
computer than the Regis kinda do. This is also to self
HAL 9000, yeah.
from Space Odyssey, since it is also a hyper-intelligence from the future. So, to recap their themes, Regiheat is the prehistoric age, Regiwood is the Renaissance, Regihydro is the renewable age, and Regipsyche is the space age. Distant past, recent past, near future, and distant future, respectively.
Nice
The two
inspiration,
past
I
ones
like
are
'em.
exclusive to Pokemon Agate, and the 2 future ones are exclusive to Pokemon Obsidian. The 2 distant ones share a ruin, and a soft theme of the creation of life, and the 2 contemporary ones also share a ruin and the soft theme.
Makes sense to me. I like it.
3 of them are the starter trio types.
Oh, hey, that is fun, yeah.
Coincidental, but all of them have distinct abilities which affect different aspects of battle. Flame Body affects status ailments, Levitate affects type effectiveness, Drizzle affects the weather, and Beast Boost affects stats. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the artists on screen, as well as my links in the description. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as well. I'll see you next
Well, that was a
time.
fun little idea for the Regis, giving them all a bit of more inspiration from other parts of the world, because I did like that part of the Tundra when I found they made more Regis. It's like, oh, that's kind of neat, go back to that sort of thing. The whole Brail part's been discussed to death, but it doesn't mean the Pokemon should be abandoned or anything like that. It's like, there's an interesting sort of idea here, and plus, the whole with them having sci-fi sounds on the field, and having that music in the background with all this stuff, and to be in Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, well, that movie is kind of carried by Mew and Lucario. The Regis were pretty cool in that thing too. I remember their sound effects and all that stuff pretty dang well, and them just going on the hunt for the Mew and find the source of the tree and all that stuff. I haven't seen the movie in a hot minute, but I do remember liking it. But again, it's carried by Lucario and Mew, so that's doing a lot of heavy lifting in and of itself. But still, yeah. Cool little designs like going with the past and the future motif with the primordial ooze all the way up to the space race. Well, not the space race, the space age, but still. Interestingly enough, we just sent a rocket up into space recently, so that race or age has never freaking ended, so it's interesting. And, you know, just bring up the whole, like, oh, we're going to go into space. Oh, we're going into space still to this day. Just funny how it works out. I don't know. I just thought it was a little convenient and whatnot. But, yeah. That's the new Regis we got ourselves on our team. Well, not on our team, but like in the whole video compilation thing. And cool little mythicals, and I like putting them all together. Not mythicals, legendaries. I think I should wrap it up here. So yeah, cool stuff. I liked it. Go check out Dr. Eevee's channel. Link to the channel description below. See all of you next time. Later.